Hey, Forever Beautiful. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed y'all Easter. Did every single thing you wanted to do, ate whatever you wanted to eat. Okay? Now, we're going to get right into this video. Of course, this is another story time, y'all. Now, y'all make sure that you turn that button blue, y'all. So, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you're up here to every single video that I upload, y'all. Okay? Now, we're going to go back. We're going so far back, which a lot of these story times are and will be anyway. Okay, so um, this is a funny situation here. You know, kind of, sort of, was for the people that it happened to. But it was hilarious to me and, who I was with. So, this one guy, this had to have been, ooh, like 87, something like that, right? So I'm trying to build up from the beginning to, you know. Anyway, so this was like 87, right? And this guy that I was dating, and he had a cousin that my friend was dating, right? And we hung out and stuff all the time until every chance we got. That's just what it was. And we had some good times. Some funny stuff was going on, some sad stuff was going on and all of that, but I'm gonna get to this point. So, my boyfriend's cousin, right? We gotta give these people a name. So I'm gonna call him Screwdriver. Y'all gonna understand in a minute, I promise. We're gonna call him Screwdriver because he used to drive or the drill. Let's call him the drill. He drove so hard all the time on my friend, right? And he was adamant about what he was talking about and what he wanted to do. He was so crazy about her. I was talking about super attracted to her, da 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 da. But she always was somebody that was a little mild and meek and, not too outspoken and all of that. She used to say that, oh, it made me uncomfortable or, whatever. Anyway, so we hanging out this night, right? How they knew about this one building, which was around the corner from my old house, right? How they knew about this building, I have no idea. But he didn't stay. I think, did he stay in that building? However, whatever. They knew way too much about this abandoned apartment in there, right? And he was like, "We're gonna go up here and kick it." Now the whole building wasn't abandoned, but this one apartment was. And he was like, "Oh, we can go in here and kick it." I'm like, "I don't know this building. I don't know nothing about nobody in this building. I'm not going in there." And he was like, it's cool, and all of this shit. So, however, whatever. I think we was drinking and stuff, right? And we was enjoying ourselves, having a good time, and all the nonsense. So we ended up going in this building anyway, in this apartment. Like I said, the building wasn't bando. So we in this apartment, and like, oh, okay, it's cool in here. You can tell that they were working on it, trying to get together and all of that, to rent it out. How did you have access to this apartment though? I still don't understand it to this day. Okay, but we didn't have any problems getting in there. That's what I know. So me and my boyfriend, you know, we kicked it for a little bit. We talked, we walked through that place, made sure nobody else was in there or whatever, and that it was okay for us to do what we were doing. So, me and my boyfriend, we already knew what that was. Okay, we made no qualms about it. And then the drill. Okay, he was going so hard on my friend, and I'm like, oh, this gonna be a whole situation now. Now they hadn't done anything before, right? And he was definitely going super hard until he got what he wanted, and then afterwards he still was crazy about her, blah blah blah. He really wanted her. Now we done went off somewhere else. We talking and doing whatever we doing, and you can hear she like I can hear her say, "No, I don't think it's gonna work," or "No, I don't think we should do that." and all this. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is she talking about, right? Next thing we know, we heard this boom, and we like, what the hell is that? What was that? It didn't sound right, and it ain't supposed to be nobody in here but us four, right? Which it still was, but what was that noise, right? So we had to go and check it out because ain't nowhere in the world you can be comfortable and do what you doing and not pay attention to what you just heard. It's not possible. So we go to where they were, right? They were in the bathroom. And here I go, banging on the door. I'm like, what was that noise? What was that? And he was like, it's good, it's good. I said, no, no, I gotta make sure my friend all right. Come on out of there, open this door. And I opened the door. And she was like, girl, I'm cool, I'm cool. I kept telling him, don't do that, don't do that. And I'm like, do what? And I said, do what? She was like, look at this damn sink. So at the angle that I was standing in the hall, well, by the door, and I'm standing there, I can see in the bathroom, but I couldn't see what the big boom was. I'm crying because I'm laughing being a damn fool. Anyway, and so now I move over just a little bit so I can see that the damn sink hit the floor. How did this happen? How did this happen? I need some answers, right? And she was like, I kept telling him don't do that. He was like, no, it was cool until. So now they going back and forth about why the sink fell. First of all, why was y'all on the sink in the first place? His smart ass, right? He didn't picked her up, right? And sat her on the damn sink. Clearly this sink was not built for that. It wasn't secure. Maybe that was one of the things they was working on. Hell if I know. But all I know is it was on the floor because of the antics that he pulled with his thirsty ass. Okay? He was driving way too hard. So you thought she beating you. You thought you could pick her up and sit her on this sink and y'all gonna do what y'all doing on this sink? Hmm. Now, if it was that kind of sink, maybe, but clearly it wasn't and it didn't work in their favor. Okay? So we laughing hard as hell. That's what the hell y'all get, right? So now she's embarrassed. He talking shit because he ain't done doing what he trying to do and all of this. So that kind of killed the mood, killed the vibe, and all of that. So now we got to get the hell out of there. We don't know who else heard this. We don't know if somebody coming to investigate or what. But I'm pretty sure if somebody was underneath, if somebody stayed under that apartment, I'm pretty sure they heard that they had to. And we don't know what kind of phone call they was making at that point. So we got to go. Okay. So we got on out of there. We left and we talking about it. Well, we were laughing about it, but they were going back and forth about it. Yeah, she wasn't happy. Anywho, so now everybody trying to figure out what is the next move from here, and I'm like, that's enough excitement for me tonight. And that was the end of that, and we ended up leaving. Now, this is leading me to tell a different story, but I just had to say this part because and I gotta give him a name. My boyfriend. I gotta give him a name. I'm gonna call him. Um, oh, I almost said the name, the nickname that they actually called him. I'm gonna call him Big Handsome. Okay. He wasn't big. He was tall. He was cocky. Anyway, Big Handsome. So I had to tell this portion so y'all can understand when I go into this story right here. Right? Now, um, so this other guy, now that was in 87, but this guy that I want to talk about, I met him in 85, okay? 14 still. I told y'all I was on a rampage, right? So, anywho, um, met him, and I'm like, never saw him before. Where is he from? I knew he wasn't from the immediate area, right? Definitely not in our neighborhood, but he was, a few blocks down or whatever. Anyway, so saw him one day. There was a lot of action happening at the playground. it just was so much. It was so many people. Then you got to think it was like a couple schools, our school that was right there, and then it was another school down the street on the next block. So it probably was like 3 blocks away, something like that. Anyway, so the people down there, they used to come down here to our school because it was way more activity going on. It was way more people down here. Okay, wasn't nothing going on down there. Anyway, so he came around. It was him and his brothers, them, and all this, that, and the third. Now we don't know these cats, but I'm pretty sure that was gonna change at some point or another. Anyway, so this day, people are curious. They start speaking and having conversation, blah blah blah. And he approached me one day, and he spoke, and we just started some conversation, this, that, and the third. Now, um, what's your name? The basic stuff first, and all of that. Now I'm like, I liked him. Clearly, he liked me too. And that's how all the nonsense started. And it would go on for over the course of 7.5 years. Okay, believe me, it's so much to unpack in this, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna be like a little series, maybe. But I'm gonna give you as much as I can right now. So we get to talking, and we hung out all the time. We were together every single day. Now this ain't got nothing to do with Slick Rick. Slick Rick is what they called him. Okay. Ain't got nothing to do with him. So every day, just always together, and it was always the four of us, or if it was more of our friends and stuff that were, involved in this situation for whatever reason, then it was that too. But so every single day, just doing something, going somewhere, doing something, and yeah, so let me cut to the chase, because some of this stuff is kind of minor. It don't matter too much, but this part does. So his, I didn't know. Well, now I want to get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself right now. So this is the first time that I knew I liked him, and that he uh, obviously liked me too. And he actually said this. I'm gonna say that too. So he would always walk me home. It's time to go. He'll walk me home. And like, okay, now let me tell y'all something that was weird that absolutely happened, right? Every time I thought about this man, or I dreamt about this man, don't y'all know he was at my door? He was calling, trying to see what I was doing. He wanted to come over, or he would be downstairs ringing my bell. And I'm like, huh. It was almost like he was already there. That was the weirdest shit to me, but it happened. And we kicked it all the time. He would spend the night and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, this particular day, this was in the beginning, right? So he called one day, oh, what you got going on? You coming out? And I'm like, I say, I'm coming out, but I'm cooking right now. What you cooking? I cooked some chicken, some mashed potatoes, and some corn, right? He was like, oh, he was like, you gonna make me some? Can I get some? I said, yeah, you can get a plate. And he came over, and I cooked. Now I'm trying to impress him, right? Now I've been cooking since I was 9 by myself because I stayed in the kitchen with my granny and my big mama. So he came over, and I want to get all fancy, right? So I goes to the kitchen and get him a plate and bring it back. He was like, man, this smells good. I was like, well, hopefully you like it. And he said, I'm sure I will because it looks like I'm gonna. I said, okay. I sat there, we ate, and he was like, man, this is really good. This is really good, and all of that. And I said, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And, he told me later on down the line, he was like, what made me just go crazy for you? Because you fed me. He said, I have never come across a female that did that for me. Now you gotta remember that he was older than me. I'm only 14, but he was, yeah, he was, yeah. quite a bit older than me. Anyway, so that's neither here nor there for real. Now, we are together every single day. I'm talking about this. This is like months that went past, and didn't know he had a girlfriend. He never mentioned this to me, right? Now, we got his feelings involved at this point. Now, I'm young. I'm 14. And I did not care about no another bride and none of that. I ain't never seen her. Why you always with me if you got a girlfriend? And all of this. And he was like, I don't really want to be with her and stuff. Like, okay, so you need to tell her. And he was like, well, I probably will eventually. Eventually. So what you gonna do? Because we can't keep doing this and you doing that over there. And he was like, yeah, I know. I just gotta. It's always a right time that somebody got to do something, right? However and whatever. At this point, I'm in love. I didn't even care. Okay. Now, but let me tell you what was shocking. I'm gonna cut to this chase at this point. So, um, didn't know she had her bestie stayed across the street from the school, right? Nah, we would be up there. We would be swinging in the swings. I'm sitting on his lap, or we're swinging together. Whatever it was always togetherness, right? So I guess her friend, she was just for real stalking at this point. So I get a phone call, right? And the girl, which it was his girlfriend, she said, "Hey, Kitty, this is blah blah blah. I want to know, can I come and talk to you for a minute?" And I'm like, first of all, how you even get my number? She was like, I'll explain all of that when I get that. I just really need to talk to you. Now, we weren't friends. I don't know this bride. I saw them together probably a couple times. You know, it definitely wasn't much. And after he told me that he had a girlfriend, then it was like, okay, whatever. Anyway, so she came. My bell rings. I'm like, who is it? I know who the hell it is. And so I buzzed her in. She came up. Now, mind you, y'all, we were together all the time. The man spent the night at my house. Okay, so of course he had pieces of clothing and stuff there or whatever. So she comes upstairs and she was like, "Oh, can we go somewhere and talk?" First of all, me and her are the only people in the house. Nobody else was there. And I was like, "Oh yeah, we can go in my room." We could have went in the living room. Hell, there ain't nobody here. Nobody was gonna hear this conversation. And I'm pretty sure I knew what she wanted to talk about, right? So I opened my bedroom door and I was like, "Ooh!" I said, "Yeah, let's go back here. Let's go in the dining room." His shirt was on the bed, okay, and I'm like, "Ooh!" And you know what? It's fucked up, y'all. His his and her name was on that shirt, okay. Didn't really appreciate that too much, but he was there, and I think that's all that I was interested in, right? So we go to the back. She said, she was like, so, she talking about her bestie. She was like, somebody told me that, they see y'all together all the time. Y'all are always on the bench, or y'all swinging, or y'all just at the school, or whatever. Her friend lived directly across the street from the school. Do you hear me? So she saw a whole lot of stuff at that point, I'm sure. And she was like, yeah, she told me that y'all always together, y'all always at the school and this, that, and third. Here I go. I said, and what? Where are we going with this? Because it's a lot of us that's always up there. This is on a daily basis. What are we talking about? And she said, she said, well, I guess what I really want to know is, are y'all fucking? I was like, what? She said, are y'all screwing? And I said, girl, I said, I don't know where you're getting this information from, but don't bring this shit to me, okay? I said, whatever your man got going on ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay. Now, I never said no. I didn't confirm nor deny anything. Okay. But you ain't about to get this information out of me. Okay. I feel like I need to pull it out a little bit. But, anywho, yeah. Girl, don't bring this to me. And she was like, well, I'm just saying because she said she see y'all all the time and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. And all this, first of all, bring it on down just a little bit now because you kind of worked up. So she was like, oh, yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. She was like, but I'm just saying because we've been together for, and I don't remember how long she said, and I didn't even care because at that point I'm in love, and what you talking about ain't nothing. Okay, that's all I knew. I wasn't about to stop messing with him. I just wasn't. You know, it was too late in the game to stop. Anyway, so she was like, okay. She was like, I'm sorry. I do feel a little bit better now. We not friends. I don't know why you feeling so much better, cause this ain't about to stop. Anywho, um, so she was like, okay, then when I just felt like I had to come and ask these questions for myself and blah blah blah. Now you gotta remember, we didn't have it was no cell phones out then, unless you uh, uh, um you know those big stupid cell phones that they used to have like in briefcases that you have in your fancy cars. Other than that, we didn't have cell phones, so it ain't like you could snap a picture. And clearly you didn't have no cameras because you ain't took no pictures and you ain't gave her no proof, right? So it was no phones, no cell phones, so I wasn't concerned with that. However, and whatever, it's what it is, you know. It just is. So she was like, okay then, well, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, now I was definitely the culprit, definitely guilty, and all of that. But she wasn't about to know that. She just wasn't, and she's apologizing. Okay. So she was like, okay then, well I guess I'm just gonna go on and get out of here and this, that, and third. Nah, that's your best bet. Okay. But it's turned to something else now. Anywho. So oh my gosh. But anywho, okay, okay. I was a little rough, just a little bit. So she left and um I called him. Of course, no cell phones. He wasn't in the house, but he ended up calling me. And I told him what happened, blah, blah, blah. And I'm still trying to figure out how this bride got my number. Who gave her my number? Never got the answer to that. Okay, so now he knows what happened. And yeah, mm, still trying to conceal stuff. But again, like I said, I didn't care. Now, today and for a lot of years, okay, I would not deal with another woman's man because guess what? At the end of the day, he going home to her, but not necessarily. It's a plot twist. I promise, right? Okay, but this I promise you, it's not gonna be on this video because it's so much to unpack. Okay, and it's definitely gonna be a part two to this. Not saying I'm ending it right now, but it will. And yeah, so I told him. He came over. I told him what happened and all this. He was like, "I wonder where she got that from." And I told him her bestie. He was like, "She did." I said, "That's what she told me." I said, and she would be the only one that would see this every single day, every single night. So yeah, she had the proof. She just couldn't prove it. She was telling the truth, but she wouldn't have been able to prove that. Anyway, so like I said, it didn't stop. We went right on about our merry way, this, that, and the third, and all the nonsense, right? So I think I'm gonna end this right here, and it's a whole lot to this dude. Oh, we gotta give him a name. I never gave him a name. We're gonna call him The Rock. Okay, The Rock, because he had the body like The Rock, but he ain't really look like him. Okay, The Rock is fine. The Rock is handsome. Now he was, he was a different kind of handsome. A different kind of handsome, y'all. He was different. He was just different, you know. But he was attractive to me. Okay. Anywho, I'm gonna end this. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm not gonna end it. I'm not gonna end it. So anyway, yeah, yeah. So we went on about our merry way. And we still hung out. I'm talking about this was we were like connected at the hip at this point, right? So now I think he felt like, okay, I got my woman over here, I got my girlfriend over here, and I think he was just feeling a little frisky. And he felt like, oh, he could do what he wanted to do at that point, right? Now you ain't coming around so much. He done started getting into some other stuff. He was a street nigga, basically. He done started getting into some other stuff, hanging around with your buddies and them, y'all going to the clubs and all of the nonsense. So, I get the after effect of all of that, right? And I'm like, yeah, I wasn't appreciating that too much. So now you getting a little money, people paying attention to you, I guess whispering in your ear, you talking shit, blowing smoke, and all of this. So I guess he just really thought he was somebody. Okay? Now, uh, yeah, I was about to tell something else, but that's not my business to tell. Anyway, so he was doing way too much. And I'm talking about this is over the course of some years now, right? And I probably was dealing with him for I don't know, 5 maybe 6 years at this point. And he yeah, it was getting to be too much for me. And I saw something that he did one time and I didn't really appreciate it. I think he had got big headed, right? Now it was me and this is a different group of friends because you gotta think how much time and stuff has passed. Even though I was still cool with all my friends and stuff from before, with Slick Rick. Slick Rick is what they called him. Anywho, uh, this is a different bunch of friends because now we get money and stuff together too, right? And it was like four of us, and one of them I had known since they moved in the area, blah, blah, blah. We lived across the street from each other. Then there was two other girls. Now, the other two girls, one stayed a couple blocks over, and then the other one stayed a couple blocks over and a couple blocks down. So we were getting money and stuff together. I'm talking about every single day. We made so much money, y'all. And I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying. Okay. And this one girl, she had a situation where we were at the pool and she almost drowned. Now, I don't know if she was faking or if this was for real, but she was in the water and, you know, the lifeguard, he kind of like got there too late. He trying to get her, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if she just for real was playing on that or if this was something that actually happened where they were saying that she was drowning, blah, blah, blah. She sued them and she ended up getting a little money, blah blah blah. Now let me tie him into this. So um, I go up on the streets one day, and I see him talking to her. This is the Rock, okay, fake ass Rock. He talking to her. Now I'm looking like now, what is happening here? Because this situation clearly didn't look right to me. So I get down there, and yeah, I go, "What's up, y'all? What's happening?" Oh, nothing. We just talking. What y'all talking about? Oh, it was some nonsense, whatever it was they said. I didn't believe it at all because he was hoish and she was too. Okay? And I definitely knew that about her. I was finding out about him. Okay? And I'm like, uh-huh, uh-huh. So, hey, as long as this conversation, this little meeting going on, guess what? I'm going to be here too. Yeah, we ain't going too far. I ain't going nowhere. Okay? Almost the same situation as before, but whatever. Anyway, they were like, oh no, we just talking a little business. Okay, because whatever business y'all got going on, I got going on too. We all gonna be a part of it. We all gonna come to some kind of resolve. Okay? Anyway, So, um, they was on some nonsense. So whatever conversation they were having before I got there, somebody saw me coming and it kind of switched up a little bit, right? Because whatever y'all was talking about, I'm pretty sure y'all can continue it, but you was on some bullshit. So clearly you could not. Pretty sure they was talking about hooking up or something later, right? So I don't know if it happened or it did not happen. I'm almost positive that it did, but whatever. Started making me look at him differently. And that was the reason that I stopped messing with him. Okay. But there's so much more from that point. I mean, from the beginning to that point. I promise. But that was the end for me. Now, one time, let me go back a little bit. So one time he invited me over to, oh no, I'm missing something. Wait a minute, hold on. So I'm hearing like rumors, people talking and stuff in the neighborhood, right? And they talking about how he was about to get married. He gotta go married. I said, no, he ain't getting married because he didn't tell me that, right? And this is over the course of 7.5 years. It's so much, y'all. Anyway, I just skipped to that part. So when I start talking about some other stuff in the next video, then y'all understand. Um, anyway, so married, I'm like, nah, he ain't getting married. He ain't saying nothing about that. So, huh, yeah, this shit was weird. Then finally, you know, we had some conversation and I asked him, I was like, I said, are you supposed to be getting married? He was like, well, yeah. Well, yeah. When were you gonna tell me that? Now, y'all gotta remember, he was dating this broad, yeah, broad, okay, a couple years or a few years or something before we met, okay. So, he was like, yeah, we getting married. Here I go. Well, were you gonna tell me? When was this ever gonna come out? Cause I need to know that. And he was like, yeah. He was like, I really don't want to, but her mother is pressuring us and all of this nonsense. And then his mother, too, because she was definitely a church going woman. She was faithful. Okay, so I think it was more so her mother than his. Could have been a combination of, I don't know. But anyway, I was like, wow. I said, so if you don't want to, why are you doing it? He was like, well, because, I guess it was the benefits of, his mother had got him a job. And I mean, not his mother, her mother had got him a job. And all of this nonsense. That's going to be another story time. I'm going to tell y'all that for the next one. But yeah, it kind of like pissed me off. I was, oh wait, I'm talking about my feelings were hurt. Do you hear me? Because here I am, even though it's like we sharing this man in the first place, right? But as far as I was concerned, he was mine. He was my man. You spending all your time with me. You always with me all the time. I'm reaping all the benefits of a relationship, and then even of a marriage. I'm not even gonna lie, but I think I'm gonna end this right here because I want all the juice to flow in this next story time, y'all. Okay, and oh wait, it's gonna get real good. Please notice. Okay, so I'm gonna say goodbye for now, forever beautiful. Y'all have, it's morning already. Hell, it's almost 1 o'clock. But y'all have an amazing day. Be absolutely safe. Make sure y'all eat something too. And be loving, be kind to somebody. Okay? I'll see y'all next time. Bye. It's gonna be good, y'all.